Have you ever purchased a major service, a lawyer, a custom website designer, or a high-end coach purely because they were the cheapest option? Almost never. You chose based on trust, reputation, and certainty. Yet when you start your business, your side hustle, or offer your professional service, what is the very first thing you worry about? Price. You worry that someone else is going to do it for less. The reason your business or service is constantly forced to compete in that painful race to the bottom is not because of the economy. It's not even because of your skills. It's because you haven't mastered the secret skill that allows the rich and the successful to stand miles away from the crowd and charge a premium that nobody questions. Think about your next move. Number 1, setup, the failure of competition. Most business advice tells you to find a niche, and that advice is half right. But even in a hyper-specific niche, you'll find 10 other competitors doing the exact same thing for 10% less. This is the failure of the competitive mindset. Competition breeds commodity, and when you are a commodity, your price is your only weapon. The truly wealthy, the market leaders, and the people who never worry about a recession don't bother competing on price at all. They refuse to participate in that race. They practice something far more valuable and far more scarce, the skill of undeniable authority. Think about your next move. Number 2, credibility, context, the shift to certainty. When I first started my venture, I was the cheapest option in the market, and I had no clients, and the few I did get constantly negotiated and disrespected my time. I spent an entire year fighting for scraps in that bargain bin, exhausted, until I learned a fundamental truth. Cheap is a question mark. Price competition signals that you are unsure of your own value. I realized that I had to shift from offering a service to offering certainty. Think about it. When you are sick, you don't ask the doctor for a discount. You ask, "Can you fix this?" You are paying for the authority that gives you certainty. I changed everything about how I presented myself. I realized I had to shift from offering a generic product to offering an identity that no one could copy, an identity of someone who has solved this exact problem hundreds of times before. This change wasn't about raising my prices, it was about raising my position. Think about your next move. Number 3, the tale of two shops. Let me tell you the story of two coffee shop owners, Alex and Brenda, who set up shop on the same street corner. This is a parable for every business, every freelancer, and every high-level professional. Alex, the owner of Corner Coffee, had a mission: to be the most affordable. His entire business plan revolved around volume. His sign out front always read, "Cheapest latte in town." He was always busy, always stressed. His line was long. His staff was constantly turning over, and he was constantly negotiating with suppliers to shave off pennies. He was a master of efficiency, but he was always fighting the clock and fighting the next competitor who opened a few blocks down with an even cheaper bean. He was busy, but he was broke. He was exhausted, but he was replaceable. He was competing on price. Then there was Brenda, who opened the Signature Roast. Brenda charged $1.50 more for her standard cup. She didn't advertise the price. Instead, her marketing focused on a unique backstory. The beans were sourced from a single high-altitude farm in Peru, run by a family she personally knew. Her menu wasn't massive. She only offered 3 signature roasts. She wasn't chasing volume. She invested in unique, memorable branding. Her line was often shorter, but her customers were different. They didn't complain about the price, they waited patiently. They took pictures of her unique packaging. They were loyal fans, not just temporary buyers. One rainy Tuesday, Alex watched Brenda's small line grow while his own was empty. He was tired of constantly fighting the race to the bottom. He walked across the street and said, "Brenda, why are your customers willing to pay so much more? You're serving the same drink." Brenda smiled and said, "Alex, you're selling coffee. I am selling the story of a high-altitude Peruvian family and a signature experience that only exists here. You're competitive. I am definitive." That day, Alex realized the horrifying truth. He was selling a commodity. Brenda was selling authority. Think about your next move. Number 4, the pivot point, the shift in belief. The pivot point is always a shift in belief. It's realizing you've been fighting the wrong war. Alex's breakthrough wasn't finding a new bean supplier. It was realizing that he was wasting his time optimizing his price when he should have been optimizing his identity. He stopped trying to be the best coffee shop. That's subjective. He decided to become the only coffee shop that offered something specific, even if it alienated 80% of the market. He focused on the 20% who valued his unique vision. The moment he stopped competing on cost and started competing on meaning, he stepped out of the crowd. He changed his entire approach from, "I hope they choose me," to, "I am the only choice." Think about your next move. Number 5, authority beats price. The secret skill rich people master is not salesmanship, it's positioning. When you master positioning, you don't sell a service. You become the single, recognized, unavoidable solution to a painfully specific problem. Your authority is the force field that defends you from cheap competitors. Authority is built on specificity, knowing exactly who you help, story, having a unique narrative no one can copy, proof, showing undeniable results. When you have these 3, you're no longer a bidder, you're a consultant. You're no longer a vendor, you're an expert. Authority beats price every single time. Think about your next move. Number 6, warning. Avoid this. The generic trap. Stop wasting time building a generic brand with a generic name that sounds like everyone else's. Stop following the crowd and copying what's trending. That's the fast track to being forgettable and forced into price wars. Stop hiding your unique experience, your background, your weird niche, your past failures. These are the very things that form your unique authority. When you hide them, you become easily replaceable. The biggest warning is this: stop seeking acceptance from the masses. Mass appeal equals average price. Every second you spend trying to be competitive, you're giving up the chance to be irreplaceable. Think about your next move. Number 7, the immediate action, your statement. This is the immediate action you can take right now. Go to your website, your LinkedIn profile, or even your business card description, and remove any generic phrases. Get rid of words like full service, quality, competitive pricing, or results-driven. These are the language of a commodity. Replace them with a single, unique statement about what you specifically solve and who you specifically help. Instead of, "I do digital marketing for businesses," try, "I help burnt-out dentists triple their patient bookings in 90 days using TikTok." That is an authority statement. Make your authority statement undeniable. Think about your next move. Number 8, how it really works, the monopoly secret. The rich and the market leaders understand that price competition is for the untrained. True sustained wealth is built on a monopoly, not a legal one, but a positioning monopoly. They create a unique category where they are the only option. Think about Tesla. They didn't compete on best car. They created the sustainable electric technology category. Think about Apple. They don't compete on best computer. They compete on premium, seamless ecosystem. The world doesn't pay for effort, it pays for being the single, recognized solution. When you position yourself as the ultimate authority in a tiny niche, you dictate the price, not the market. Your business is not a race to the bottom, it's a race to become the only one standing at the top. Think about your next move. Number 9, claim your space. You have a unique perspective, a unique story, and a unique way of solving problems that the world absolutely needs. The reason you are struggling with pricing is because you have been hiding that unique authority behind a generic veneer of professionalism or competitiveness. It's time to stop hiding it behind low prices and generic titles. It's not too late to define your space. It's not too late to shift from being a low-cost option to an undeniable authority. Your worth is not based on your hourly rate. It is based on the problem you solve
and how uniquely you solve it. The only real competition you have is the version of yourself that is waiting to step forward and claim its authority. Do not let that version wait another day. Think about your next move. If this message helped you define your worth and gave you the courage to stop competing on price, there are two things you can do right now. First, take that immediate action step. Rewrite your authority statement today. And second, subscribe to this channel for more lessons on building wealth through positioning and authority. Don't forget to like this video and turn on notifications, because your financial future, your freedom, and your ability to stand out from the crowd all depend on one crucial choice: deciding you are worth the premium. Think about your next move.